Good day, everyone. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to have an exclusive with a student in Canada. This session is going to be about her life experience in Canada, what life has been like for her moving from her country to a new environment, and pretty much her own take, advice on for people, prospective students who are coming and students who just landed in Canada to help them navigate their way. So today I have with me Joy Umoru, and we'll be having a session. I hope you learn a lot from this. Hello, Joy. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm okay too. How is Canada this summer, right?
Yeah, it's summer, so the weather is pretty hot, but these are the last weeks of summer, so it's going to get cold soon.
Oh, really? So how hot is it compared to, say, Nigeria? It's very, very hot.
It's not that hot. I think from this summer, I think the highest it ever got to was maybe like 33, 34, I think. But
Okay.
normally, I think Nigeria gets as hot as 40, so but it's just a slight difference, and the only thing is that this like temperature is just for like a few months, and then we go back to like the colder seasons.
Okay, that's fine. So let's get down to it. Tell us about yourself. Who is Joy? How did your journey to study in Canada start? Let's know you a bit.
Okay, my name is Joy. I studied business administration from University of Benin. That's my bachelor's degree, and I finished since like officially I finished 2020, but I finished 2019. ASU and all this delay and delay, sha. But before I finally like got my statement of result and it was like 2020, but I wrote like my last exams in 2019. Yeah, so then I have since then and before I came to Canada, I've been working in procurement, and I did a little bit of like the digital marketing and social media management for Fast Hire. So basically, I've just been in procurement and social media marketing, and I've also been like learning a bit of like UI UX design, product design, like just trying to like get into tech. So that's it.
Sexy.
Then so I came to Canada like December last year, which is 2022 December, and so I'm currently a student of Humber College. Though my program just ended last week because the one year program, like 2 semesters. So it's been 8 months already, which is 2 semesters. So yeah, and I
Okay.
was studying a 1 year certificate program in web design and development. So it was just basically like the introductory aspects of web design and development, and that was what the program was about. And so why did I choose to study the program? First of all, it was like the cheapest. Sha.
Okay.
It was the cheapest, but well, because this was the award you get at the end of the program is a certificate of achievement. So that's why it was cheap. So it was like 5,000 CAD per semester. Most programs are usually like 8, 9, 10,000 per semester, but those ones then you get like either you get maybe a graduate certificate or a college certificate. Yeah, so but for the ones that are cheap, like this my own, what you get is certificate of achievement, which is like a bit lower. But I mean, you should have studied in Canada, that's the cocoa. so so that's basically
Okay.
it.
Okay. So how did you pick your course? Is it aside, you just mentioned the affordability. Was there any other thing that inspired you to pick the
Well,
course
like I said, I wanted to
aside the
get into
affordability?
tech, and this is a tech course, which is like web design and development. So that was also another motivation apart from the money. So that was also another reason why I picked it, and I felt okay. Let me just like use this as a way to enter into tech officially.
Okay. So a lot of people usually qualify within your, just like you, for study in Canada, but then they get to the path of getting a visa, and it's usually an issue for them. Maybe they did not meet one requirement or the other, and their student visa application got rejected. Tell us your student visa application process. What do you think made yours pass through? Just give us a hint.
Okay, well, I would say, I mean, getting admission in a school in Canada is not hard. See, they easily give people admission because the schools are looking for money, and international students pay like twice, sometimes three times what local students pay. And for programs like this, like all these 1 or 2 years program, a lot of Canadians don't do all these programs. Most of them just do like normal bachelors or like masters. And for the ones that want to go higher, most people don't do all these 1 year, 2 year programs. It's international students that do these programs a lot. So getting admission is not hard. Once you meet the minimum requirements, they will easily give you admission because they want your money. so so, but for the visa application, that's where there's not the issue. And well, for my own, I would say, I from like when I initially submitted the application to when I got it, it took like, let's say, about 3 to 4 months roughly, like 3 to 4 months roughly before like I got like the approval. So what usually make them reject people's application most times has to do with either money, or you didn't convince them um enough that you will come back, which I mean everybody will say, you come back, you come back, but we all know that nobody's coming back. I mean, you're not under all the obligation to come back. That's just it. But they will just want to know that you will come back. And the only one I feel like you're under obligation to come back is if it's like all those scholarship that requires you to come back and work in your country for like maybe so years. Those are the ones that are really binding, that you must
You
come
have to
back.
come back.
And
Okay.
there's no option of staying after your education, not just by saying I will come back. Like give them reasons why you come back. Maybe okay, I have family, my work. Then okay, so another thing I did was that I went like the extra mile to like get so I got employment letter from where I was working, showing that okay, I was working here. I also got like
Okay.
leave letter. So the leave letter was basically stating that I am taking a study leave of
Okay.
months to go and study, and when finish my studies, what I studied, I will use what I studied to come back
For
to
the
the country
organization.
and like use my skills and blah 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 sharp. So that was basically what it was. So I think maybe that would also help, like going the extra mile. Like if you have a good rapport with maybe like your HR manager or maybe your direct manager or
Employer.
whoever is like managing you in your current place of work, you can talk to them to give you such a letter, because that one will also help, because they are seeing that okay, this is your employer telling them that you are going on a study leave and you are going to come back. So you are not the only one just saying it.
Mm.
This thing, your employer is. So I went as far as getting that letter. So 2 letters. The one that shows that
You were
um,
employed.
that's my offer letter.
Yes.
The study leave letter. Then I also had to get like a work ID card. And like my workplace, we didn't really have ID card because it was like a small company. We're just like
Yes.
maybe 6 or 7 staffs. But because of the purpose of this, we like had to do ID card. It was like we had to do ID card, and then so I also used the ID card. I scanned the ID card and also uploaded it as part of my application. And I made sure that okay, the role my ID card normally I was like in procurement. That was what I was majorly doing. But since I was going to study something like web design, and procurement and web design does not really align, so what that happened was that we had to like alter the offer letter and say that okay, what I'm studying is this thing, digital manager. I can't remember the role, but something relating to what I'm going to study. So that it does not look like I'm taking leave to go and study something that is not what I'm even working as or relating to what I'm working as. So I'll say that is one thing that boosted my own.
Your chances.
Yes, exactly. And then for proof of funds, so that's on the telling them you come back to Nigeria. The reasons why you tell them. So for money wise, because the two reasons, like I said, is convincing them you come back and finance. For money wise, I didn't have much money on my own. So what I did was that I used my, because the only money you need to have spent before you can apply is your school fees. You need to pay your at least first semester school fees. You can go as far as paying 2 semesters, but you need to pay at least first semester. Or if some schools require you just make a deposit, they don't require you to pay the full first semester. But most schools require you to pay like the full first semester. While some can just tell you to deposit maybe like half of the first semester school fees. So is either that pay your deposit, the required deposit by the school, or you pay your first semester school fees and sponsorship letter. Sponsorship letter. So they give you that
from your parents.
Sponsorship. So the sponsorship letter was stating that my
From your
mom is going to
parents.
sponsor me. Yes, that my mom is going to sponsor me throughout my study in Canada. So sponsorship letter. Then the last one was I think it was I think it's something about relationship. Saying that okay, yes, this person that is sponsoring me is related to me in so way, so that's why the person is sponsoring me. Because I mean, a random stranger cannot just sponsor you with such a large amount of money. So there have to be evidence that yes, this is the relationship with the person and this is why. I mean, they will believe you if you say my mom is sponsoring me rather than Mr. Emeka from so place is sponsoring me. Like, who is Mr. Emeka to you and why will he just be giving you such amount of money? Do you get? So it will look realistic. Yeah, so that was what I did. And I even had to like, so as my mom is sponsoring me, you also have to provide evidence that your mom can sponsor you. So I had to get her own offer letter because the good thing is okay, my mom works with federal government of Nigeria. She's a teacher too. And so she got like, so I had to get her offer letter, her own employment offer letter, her pay slip for the past 6 months, like showing that she collecting so amount as salary, which will now prove that yes, with this salary she's collecting, she can sponsor me. And then I also got her ID card, her work ID card. Then I got her birth certificate and her marriage certificate. So you know her own birth certificate will be carrying her own father's name. So her marriage certificate will have, okay, the two of us we have the same surname, like proving the relationship and all those things. So then what else again? Then I think I also now I also got like some because she has like land. So I also got ownership. Yes. So show that okay, yes, she has assets just to show her financial capability because it's not just by saying yes she's my mother and she can sponsor me. You need to prove that she really have the money she's claiming to use to spend. So that was like the extra things I'll say I'll do apart from them just sending me the money to my account and me getting bank statements and just submitting the bank statements. You get, so you need all this like extra evidence. So basically that's it, and my own application got approved. And once, like I didn't apply twice. I know people that say they got denied at first, they applied again, they now got approved. So my own just went through like once.
So you really prepared all this information, stacked them up, and sent everything once.
If you see the documents I attached was like on that supporting documents, it was like maybe up to like 30 other documents. Like apart from the main ones, because the main one you submit is like okay, your passport, data page, and your maybe your offer letter from the school, your school fees payment receipt. Those are the major ones that have a section. Then there will not be a section for supporting documents. So it was in that supporting document I was putting all these other plenty documents. So I submitted like up to 25 supporting documents.
You were supposed to scan them. How did you reduce the size so that it wasn't too small?
You scan
That
it, use they have all this like this now sites to reduce the size. If you
okay,
just go on Google and check
but
how
it
do
did
I
not
reduce
reduce
the
the
size of it.
quality. It did not reduce the quality of the document. Like some when you overscan and it begins to get
So
blurred.
and you just be doing it. So what I did was that one by one, I first reduced all of them one by one. Like so when I reduced everything one by one, I now combined it into one PDF because for the supporting documents you can only upload one file. No, one document rather. It can be a
Yes.
document 100 pages, but it has to be one document. So I had to put all the
The
letters
one file.
together into one document.
Yes.
So it was like one PDF of like 20
Yes.
something pages. So when I had to reduce all of them individually first. Then when I reduced all of them individually, I combined it
Okay, before adding them together.
and used it again as one PDF. So you just have to be strategic when you are reducing the size.
Yeah, and very detailed because a lot of people. I think what you just said is the truth because this is the part that kills a lot of people. They get lazy about it. You're about to go to another person's country, another man's country. They are going to scrutinize you as best as they can. So if you're ready to make that movement, either for school or for work, you have to be prepared to do the extra work required. You get all these things going to court. Some people say, stress, I don't have time. You have to be ready for the stress if you want to get approved. If not, you waste your money for application and they'll tell you not approved. You pay another 100 Canadian dollars to apply again. So you
Exactly.
get all those. So, okay, once you got your visa approved, what next? What were the checklists? What were the things? Okay, so how when you got the news, what did you do next? How did you feel?
Well, my own, it was not even really a smooth ride per se, even if I didn't get rejected. But okay, so what happens is that how you know you have been approved is when they ask for your passport, to stamp your passport. Like, when you submit your application, you will now go and do biometrics and capturing and all those things. Okay, so
Yes.
after you do your biometrics and capturing, they will now review your application. It will take maybe like a month or 2 months. Then, so averagely, everybody's time is different. So averagely, it take like between 2 to 3 months. They should request for your passport. Like after you submitted and you've done your biometrics and capturing.
Okay.
Because after you submit your application, you will now get biometric invitation letter. That means they are telling you that you should go and do your biometrics. Like immediately you submit, you get that submission confirmation letter, then biometrics letter. Yes. And so when you now have to pick a date, because me when I even submitted, for like the next 3 weeks there was no space to book for biometrics. I have to do my biometrics like maybe a month after. And the thing is that they will not start reviewing your application until a month after. Like until you do that biometrics, I mean.
Okay.
Because your biodata is not in their system yet. They need to cross-check all those biometrics things and blah, blah, blah. So I couldn't even do my biometrics till like maybe 3 weeks later. Then you will now still go and do medicals also. Or you can do upfront medicals, or you can wait for them to request your medicals. But most times it's better you do upfront medicals because of time. Because even medicals too. I say when I was looking for medicals.
What did you call that?
Medicals.
There was a word before the medicals.
Upfront.
Okay, upfront. So it sounded like something else.
Before they asked you.
Okay, I get.
So even the medicals too was like, it was also booked. Because the thing is that the place they do biometrics is even better. I think biometrics one was like 2 weeks that was free when I got the letter. Because the biometrics one is good is because every country has their own biometrics place. But you see that medicals, where they're doing the medicals, they are doing it for Canada, for UK, for US for like maybe 5 countries. So so it's going to even be tougher because I said it was like a month later before I could
That
do
you
my
got
medical.
it.
Because when you check, like when you go on to decide to book for medicals, it show you available dates. So for like the next 1 month was booked. So like maybe a month later that was not finally free.
Okay.
But I can still remember, and I remember I submitted my application like June ending, I think like June 28th or so. I did my medicals like August 2nd. Can
Wow.
imagine.
Yeah.
It was biometrics that I even did like, I think I did my biometrics like around July 9 or so or 10. I know the next 1 week was booked for the biometrics when I only put them out, so I had to wait till like the upper week. So for the medicals, that one was now. So after they are now, so you have to do medicals and all those things also. So then, so I think after you do your biometrics, that's when they will start reviewing your application. They can still be reviewing it while they've not got to your medical, because medical is not that big of a deal, because you don't have to be completely fit or completely healthy to come. There are just some specific things they are looking out for, that okay, if you have these things, they won't allow you come to Canada. I think those things were just like, I think it was mostly like all these communicable diseases, like diseases that
Okay.
can spread. But if maybe you just have issues with your leg or all those ones are not a big deal. I mean, it's not like you're going to join the army or something. So so that was it. So then I think when they now requested for my passport finally, I was happy. I was thinking, they requested for my passport too. Okay, you now go and submit your passport. You stamp it and then give you back. It will take like 2 weeks for them to stamp it and return it back. So normally, once they stamp your passport and return it, they are supposed to send you a letter of introduction. Is that letter of introduction you are going to present when you land in Canada? That they did not send me my own letter of introduction. No, I say, I asked everybody I knew that we are applying. I was like, I beg, have you gotten your letter of introduction? They said, that immediately they stamped their passport. Because I said, they
They
stamped
got
my
you.
passport, so they're not still giving me my own. I was now waiting. I said, hey, I was sending mails like, please, my letter, because you can't travel without a letter of introduction.
Okay.
So it took like almost a month later after they stamped my passport before they gave me my own letter of introduction. Letter of introduction that they used to give people immediately. That's why I say my own was all that. Imagine how I was feeling during that 1 month. Like,
But why did it take that long?
I don't
Why?
know. See,
Okay.
that is, I don't know, honestly. There's no reason. Like, I guess maybe it was just an error. I honestly don't know. Maybe they
Okay.
just forgot. Like, only God knows. But I was just like tense. I was like, am I going? Am I not going? What is going on here?
So, but did it come on time before the beginning of your program? The letter of
Yes.
introduction.
So the good thing was that I initially applied to study in September, but I had to defer because I didn't submit my application till June ending, like I said. And from June ending to September, we just have July and August, which is very short. So normally you're supposed to apply at least 6 months before your intended resumption time.
Okay.
So I had to defer to January. So I had to defer to January. So that was why I had enough time at least, because I finally got the letter of introduction like October.
Okay, so that's nice. So, if I got you correct, once you got your visa approved, you needed to wait for your letter of introduction. So, yeah. So, when you got the letter of introduction, what other things? Now we're looking at you're about to travel. What are the other things you now say putting in place?
Okay, so you just have to get
Just
all your
for a
documents
student?
ready. I mean, your
For a
documents
student.
are obviously is almost the same like set of documents you use when you were applying that you still present here. The only extra thing is, okay, you get your medical, the slip they'll give you after you do your medical, that one, and then your letter of introduction. So those are the two new things you've gotten from when you started the application, and then your passport, because your passport would have been stamped by then. I said you have to submit your passport at some point. So you just get all your documents together, put anything you need to put in place, maybe work or with family, you start packing your load basically.
Oh, okay. So upon
Book your
getting to
flight.
flights, how was the process? Did the prices change from when you
Me,
tried?
I just use the cheapest flight too because I never have strength. I was asking people because I already like had some contacts of people that were also applying like me. Some people actually, I said I was initially supposed to resume in September, so I already knew some people that had already resumed in September. So those
Yeah.
ones that were already in school, I was not like asking them some questions like, okay, this, that. So basically for flight, I just had to look for the cheapest flight possible because I was actually lucky because I actually spent like almost 2 days just researching flights and trying to get like the cheapest. I saw
Okay.
some with like that was like I think at then I don't know how Nigeria the economy is now, but then it was like 1 1.2. I said, eh? And some of them had like 6 hours layover. I said, eh? For 1 million. I said, no. I'll try to check it. Because I just had like a week in mind of when I want to travel. Like I didn't have a particular date, so it was a bit more flexible. Because I was like, okay, any day this week we work.
Okay, you can go.
So I mean, I was not bothered whether I use night flight or anyone. So
Anyone was okay for you?
so I just kind of like picked I think the one that I eventually picked. I used Waka now. You know Waka now.
Yes,
So I
Wakana.
used
Yes.
Waka now. It was their website I went to. Then I saw Egypt Air. So that was one I used. I think I paid about 590 or so, almost 600,000 naira for the flights.
That's serious. Okay. Wow. 600K for the flight. But if you had gone within that September period, would it have been cheaper?
I heard summer is actually more expensive because a lot of people are traveling during the summer. And
Oh,
for me,
okay.
I traveled in December. So though people were still traveling in Christmas, but at least when I traveled, it was like middle of December. People have not started like main Christmas traveling yet.
Okay. Okay. I get that. So now getting to Canada, you shared with me that you first went through Morocco. You got to Morocco
Egypt.
from Egypt. Okay,
Yeah.
you got to Egypt, then slept. Is it 12 hours? You
No.
stayed. How many hours
I
did you
just
stay
my
in
layover
Egypt?
in Egypt was not long. It was like 3 hours.
3 hours. Okay, before
Yes,
you
it was.
guys moved again.
Mm-hmm.
So from Egypt now straight to Canada. How
Yes.
many hours was that? How many hours?
I think from Nigeria to Egypt was about 6 hours. Then
Okay.
the layover was like 3 hours. Then I now so from Egypt to Canada was not like 12 hours. Yeah, about 12 hours.
Okay. Turbulence, any fear?
No, there was no
You
turbulence.
were
I
just
basically
calm.
slept from the one to Egypt to Canada. I was sleeping throughout because it was already night. I think when we left Egypt, it was like 1 a.m. or so. So
Okay.
I was basically already tired and sleep. And since I was traveling, I probably didn't sleep well the night before. So
Yes.
I just
Okay.
like
Why did you sleep well? Thinking
tension
automatically.
that it was it's like ask you like this that tomorrow I'm in Canada. Yay!
but why does that happen?
It's not even just traveling. Even if you have to like an interview
An
or
interview,
something that is just making you tense,
something
maybe
important.
like an occasion now. Yeah, you
Yeah.
just
You,
it's just like that. So I basically just slept all through. Then, so when we now landed in Canada, you now have to go through immigration before you can't even leave the airport. If I can't even come out of that part, like once you land, once you are coming out of the flight, you just see like all those people that work in the airport, the immigration people. They'll just be telling you international students go here, like
yeah.
just so we just went to one side. On my flight, they were plenty. I think maybe like 70% of people on that flight were students. We were international students. So Like the one I now took from Egypt.
Wow.
The one from Egypt.
Different countries.
The one I took, during the layover now, it was another flight that we now enter. You're entering a different flight after your layover. It's not the same flight you're entering. So they will just help you transfer your luggage and everything. So that was it, Sha. So we just went, we sat down in one place, then they were like, they would call us. So after like maybe 30 minutes, they now told us to, they now started like calling us, like, so we're going like maybe 10, like, so they'll just call 10 people. Like, it was just like row by row, like how we sat down, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, come, we'll now go to one place. Then we had to first fill a form on like a screen. Then after you fill a form, to now give you one like a printout of what you filled. Then you now hold it with your introductory letter. You now give one immigration guy. So they collect that form and your introduction letter. Then after that, you will now go and sit down. Then they will now be calling your name. So that's when they will now be calling your name, because they already have your details from the form you filled and introductory letter. So when they call your name, you will now go. Then you will now this thing. They will ask for your passport. They will ask for all those documents, study permits. They will now ask you, why are you in Canada? What are you studying? You many questions. Then after that, Sha, you just pray that you don't have any issues. If not, they'll just stay to shoot aside first.
So what are the kind of issues people can have at that point that
maybe, for example, now they maybe what kind of issues can they have? So maybe you have maybe some of the details on your documents do not tally with each other. That's a major issue. Or maybe if they ask you a question, what you're answering is different from what's on your, because when they're asking you the question, they've collected on your documents
information.
So they are looking at your documents to see whether what you're saying is tallying.
Is correct.
But most times, like, people hardly have issues, Sha. So
at that point. All right. Thank you for this session. I really appreciate us having this session.